My gosh, happy Sunday. No, that was not me. Just you can't see me off camera wheeling a bird out of this room and frantically because I forgot she was in here and I knew she was going to scream the whole time. Happy Sunday. Did I already say that? I feel like I said something that wasn't that. Happy Sunday, everybody. I love tonight's topic. Let me see if I can get my chat up here ready to go. Oh, I see you guys. There you are. There you are, my friends. Oh, wait. Yep. Okay. I see Jeff and Sherry and Nancy. Hi, guys. Oh, hi, AJ. I miss you, and I'm so excited to get to see you soon. They're going to come and visit us for spring break. Happy Sunday. I love tonight's topic, you guys. I Many of you have probably heard from me. I tried to hit up everybody over the past 2 weeks on through our app to message you guys and see how you're doing, see how your progress is, see what I can do to help you. So if you haven't seen it yet or you haven't checked it over the past 2 weeks, make sure you pop in there and just touch base with me. I just want to know how you guys are doing, how things are going. I feel like I've had some really great conversations and I have a lot of people in very similar places. And it was so good. It just made me feel so good to be able to touch base with you. But there are still a few of you that I have not heard back from that maybe haven't figured out the app yet or just haven't checked in a while. But I did email out directions today again. I know Mike put them up a little while ago, a few weeks ago, as to how to get the newest version because the older versions are not. They're going to fail because we're not using them anymore. So I want you guys on the newest version if possible. And if you're not sure how to do that, I did put the directions in your email. So you should check your inbox to see if it's in there and then reach out to me. If you're still having trouble getting on there or getting in touch with me, then you can reach out to me through Facebook Messenger. I will go get in there a few times this week and just make sure because I want to get everybody moved over. And I honestly have almost everyone moved over, which I'm pretty excited about. But if you don't know what I'm talking about or you haven't seen a message, I do have my highlighted list. It's not here. It's out there, out in the barn on the treadmill where I've been doing my work today. And I've just kind of been highlighting once I've heard from you and I kind of know what's going on with you. So if you haven't updated me, make sure you do that. I want to see how you guys are doing. I am so happy. I do need to confirm this. I don't know if I made it up in my head and you guys can tell me in the chat. The first day of spring is this week, right? I feel like it might be on Friday, which is Grayson's birthday. And I feel like I remember seeing on the calendar that it was, which I don't have any near me right now, that it was the first day of spring. So I am so excited about that. I am super pumped. I know our weather has been so much better here. We've had some, wild days, but we have gotten so much sunshine. And I feel like when I figured that out, that the first day of spring was like right around the corner, you saw that in our group, I changed our header. So we're talking about all things spring and, blooming. I think it said something in Solemates in Bloom is our new theme for this season. And I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy about that. I hope you guys are getting some good sun, I don't know, sunny days in, some vitamin D. Okay, I'm pulling up my topics that I wanted to talk about today. I went on Instagram, which I haven't done in a very long time, and in my stories, just updated a little bit about like, okay, what are we talking about, what we're doing? And I just mentioned there because this felt so good to me. I don't know if you guys can relate to this. It felt so good to hear this phrase, winter is survival. And it's interesting. I do feel like obviously I'm in a different place. I'm always in a different place depending on, the year and the season. But when I read that, I was looking up, trying to find like some relevant topics for us to kind of discuss and to help me get you set up for the week tonight. And when I read that it was like spring is around the corner and winter is about survival, I was like, that is so perfect. And I've never thought of it that way because I feel like I'd spent so many years thinking back, it's been 20 years, 20 plus years of always feeling like I had to grind hard through the winter in order to be ready for those spring goals. And that's all very much a thing. And it's still true. And there will be times when we are in that mode of like, okay, I'm going to grind through this winter. And those of you who are watching this, I know that you've been there. All of you that I've just mentioned and who I saw were in the chat And those who have been with me for any amount of time, like we've been there, like we've done that. And I feel like we know how to do that. But also, I wanted to just take some time to give that, like to process that a little bit and to give that some space for the idea that, even if winter, it's all about, even if we were, okay, even if we were like, oh gosh, this is so hard, especially, okay, so I'm just going to refer to me. Even if I was like grinding through and getting out there and doing the whole like, running through the snow and running through the ice and all that, which I was not doing this winter. If I were doing that, like it still is survival. It really is just getting through that and getting to this moment of spring. Even, because even when you're doing that and you're in like you're in the zone and you're headed for your spring goals, like it's so hard. It is so hard for everybody. It's so hard. It's dark. It's cold. It's miserable. It is so hard. And not to mention the lack of vitamin D. And then so many messages that I've been checking in with my soulmates. So many of you have mentioned like I've just been like in a funk or in like a depression. And it's so real. It is so real. So I love flipping the script and thinking about winter being survival. So in that perspective, right? In that perspective of like, okay, did I survive? Thinking back through the winter, like, do you feel like I mean, obviously we made it through because we're here, but like reflecting on that in terms of like, I survived and not just like, oh, did you check all the boxes and get all of your workouts done? But like, did you survive the winter? Like, did you get through that season of your life? Because we are on the tail end of it and the sun is shining and we are making our way, blooming through the spring. And I just loved that concept of like, hey, yeah. So for me, it looked a lot like walking. And I do feel like I've grown so much in my consistency with walking, but I just have been in my walking era, which I've mentioned numerous times. And I've set some goals in my walking era and it has given me so much like, I don't know. I mentioned this in one of Haley's comments, I think it was, or maybe it was in the message, but about like, and I've talked to several of you about this too. When it feels like it's too much, when it feels like it's overwhelming or it's too hard, or you feel like I don't want to do this. This is miserable. I don't even want to get dressed. Like I don't want to go out there. Like I'm in a funk. Like I highly encourage you to just back it up a little bit. Back it up a little bit. And I backed up myself into walking. And I'm going to tell you a couple of things that I was like, oh my God, this is so good. One, I loved not having to change into like particular clothes to go for a walk. Like I didn't feel like I had to have like my legit running gear on. So it took one more mental barrier out of the equation. The whole, hydration thing, like all of that. And my walks have been anywhere from like 1 mile to, 5 miles. And depending on how my week is going, how I'm feeling. And it's been sometimes it's been, a little bit here, a little bit there. I've been doing the 40 days of walking challenges. I have been completing that. Sometimes I have to move a mile into the next day or whatever, but it has felt so good to not have to worry about it. If you look at any of my pictures I've posted in a group, like I'm usually in my work clothes or like I'm in, regular clothes. I just put my regular jacket on. I don't have to think about all of the extras that come with it. And that's just what I needed to survive the winter. And it feels so good to think of it that when I know you guys are kind of thinking of it that way too in some regards. Like you're kind of also, some of you are in that stage of like, oh, like I got through it. Like, so if you're ever in a place where you can't even get yourself motivated enough to walk out the door or to take those steps or to put your shoes on or whatever it is, like I highly encourage you to take a look at whatever it is that's going on, whatever you're expecting of yourself, and just back it up. It shouldn't have to be that dreadful, especially if you're like missing weeks after weeks after weeks, which I've been there, done that. It has taken me probably 3 years to get to this point where I can say like, okay, this is what I want to do. And I'm okay with it. I've put my pressure on myself for so long, for what, 18 years of like, this is what it has to look like. If I'm not doing this, I'm not doing enough, or it's not good enough, that kind of situation. I know you guys can relate to this, especially my former athletes. Feeling like, well, if I don't push hard enough, or I don't go hard enough, or if I don't do it, far enough, then what am I doing? Am I even surviving, or am I even not surviving? Sorry. Am I even like succeeding rather? And it's such a relief, such a stress relief to be like, hey, actually, I'm good. Like the goal should really be about showing up. And if something's keeping you from showing up, then we've got a plan problem. We need to recalibrate and recalculate and think about what we are doing. So I encourage you, if you have struggled at all, even though I do feel like we're in this place now where everybody's going to feel a little bit more motivated and a little bit more like, ready to go since we're moving into spring. But if you find yourself in a place where you are dreading your workouts, where you're dreading going through the steps, where you're dreading getting out there, like it's not supposed to be miserable like that. It's not supposed to feel like that. I would encourage you to back it up to what feels easy for you. Now, that could be walking, that could be 1 mile, it could be a walk jog, it could be whatever, wherever you are, whatever you're trying to get yourself to do that seems like, oh, like I'm trying and I'm pushing myself and trying to, white knuckle it, if you will, just like, oh, trying to make yourself do it. Like, stop. It should not feel like that. Stop, take a deep breath and back it up. Back it up. There is no, you know, finish line that you must reach at a certain point of time. The goal is to keep moving. The goal is to enjoy this. The goal is to become stronger and more physically fit and more active in our everyday life. And so if we're not showing up because it feels too hard, and then we're trying to cram more miles into the next week because we want to make up for the week before, like that never works. And that's not good for you. It's not good for your body. It's not good for your mind. And you're not going to enjoy it. That is not going to be fun at all. So instead, back up your plan to what feels doable and manageable and makes you feel like, okay, like I've got this, and stick with that. Your first goal should always be consistency. It should always, always, always be consistency. If you're not showing up, then something needs revamped. Okay. I want to look at the notes that I put down here. We talked about winter survival. Okay. I want to remind you, this was it's so funny. It was only about maybe 2 years. I think we've been at this for 4.5 years, maybe 2 years ago, when I realized, I coined the phrase, or I don't know if I coined the phrase, but it really clicked with me. The concept that action creates the motivation. And I put in the notes for this live that action creates the confidence too. In both regards, this is so relevant to so many things in your life, that you need to be in action, right? You need to be in action. I talked to you guys before about how even when you're praying for something and you're asking for guidance, you're asking for a path, you're asking for which way do I move? What path am I on? You have to be moving in order to see where you are going, if that makes sense. You have to be showing up and making mistakes and taking chances, and you have to be in active motion before you can find the path that is meant to be in front of you, or the path that you are meant to be on. So if you're not moving, then that is goal number one. Numero uno, you need to be in action. And the same thing is true with confidence. The same thing is true with motivation. The same thing is true with finding that path that you are meant to be on, with finding your way. If you're just sitting there thinking about it, it's never happening. It's never coming. You will never think yourself into becoming motivated. You'll never sit on the couch and say I'll be motivated in just 30 more minutes. If I just watch one more show, then I'm going to be motivated. It's never coming. It's not coming. It's not coming. It's not coming until you get up and start moving. But the crazy thing is, and you guys know this because you've been with me for a while, is that once the action starts, it's wild how it just kind of clicks into place. This could even be as far as I have to pack my lunch for tomorrow. And it's I don't want to. Or I have to clean up my room. Or I have to, AJ, if you're listening to this, I have to write my paper. I have this essay due. You're never going to sit there and then all of a sudden say okay, now I'm ready. I can do it now. I really want to do this. You're never going to want to do it. So the best thing you can do is start taking that action first. What is the first step you can take? What is the first movement, the motion that you can take to get yourself building that momentum, that motivation, that confidence, that action, because the action will create it all. So if you find yourself in a funk, if you find yourself in a slump, you need to get up and start moving. You don't have to want to. You just have to do it. You don't have to want to. Don't think you don't have to want to, but you do have to move, okay? You don't have to want to, but you do have to do it. So it's not coming. It's not coming until you take the steps, which is why I'm telling you that sometimes when you're trying to take action and there's so much resistance, it feels so heavy on you in regards to the physical activity, the plans that you're on, the running that you're doing, maybe we need to adjust the plan so we can create that action. If we are not moving, there's a problem. We have to be in motion. So if you feel like it feels too overwhelming, that's when you're going to take a step back, because that action, it's so crazy. I feel like that even when I got consistent with walking and showing up for myself, walking, because I was in action, I felt so okay, I've got this. Okay. And I'm telling you, you don't know how many times This is walking and running every time. I don't know if this happens to you guys. Mike is a little different than me. I feel like he sets a goal like I'm running 2 miles, then that's it. He's done, like no matter what. But for me, it's like, okay, once I get out there and I start moving, it's like, oh, I feel like I could go forever. Or I feel like I'm gonna do just a little bit more, or one more. And it's that action that created that, right? So just a reminder, it's not coming to you if you don't start moving. And I also mentioned in here, your job is not to be ready, your job is to take the next step. So that's kind of the whole concept of you don't have to want to. You don't have to feel right now. I'm talking to my soulmates who maybe feel like they failed or haven't done as well as they wanted to over the winter. I know that's not everybody, but if I'm talking to you, um, you don't have to be ready for like, okay, I'm ready to run a 5K. You just need to move. You just need to take those first steps. You survived the winter. You're here. Whether you think you thrived or you just survived, you are on the other side. We are finishing up, wrapping up winter. You're getting ready to go into spring. I need you moving. 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 So, whatever that looks like for you. So, I mentioned to one of your teammates that if who was mentioned struggling, having a hard time getting out even for walking. Like, I just can't even get myself to move. And I was like, okay, we've got a problem here because I think even what you're planning on getting out and walking, like you're setting yourself up for failure because you're not even moving. Like you haven't been moving. So let's go ahead and back it back down. And I want you to do something that is so simple. Like that is so simple. And I told her that I wanted her to do it more than just 3 times a week because I wanted to create that momentum and that action. So I said, I want you to do less, but I want you to do it more often. And this is kind of like a hack if you guys feel like you're stuck in a place where it's like, oh, but I haven't done anything, or oh, I haven't shown up. Like, this is my recommendation for you. This is my hack for you, is to do it so much smaller, but to do it more frequently. So almost every day, if you can, to do something so small as far as moving your body. So if that means, taking a few laps around the block or walking around your yard, whatever feels so easy, but doing that more frequently, you're simply practicing the act of creating that inertia, right? That momentum. You're kickstarting it. And the more you can practice it throughout the week, like the more you will overcome that whole concept of like, I can't get myself going. I don't want to keep moving. Like, so do less, right? Do less, but do it more often until you get used to the whole like, okay, well, I can overcome this, or okay, I can take those steps even when I don't want to. I can make myself go, even if I'm not feeling, the motivation to go. And so I encouraged her to do that. And the thing that happened is she went out and I told her to do less, but she went out and ended up doing more because it was that initial, like, oh, getting yourself moving. That was the challenge. And it just kind of seemed a little bit insurmountable because of the expectation. So we're going to reel in those expectations. I want everybody moving. I want you moving. Okay. And I know this is not everybody. I will also share this because Angela and I talked a little bit back and forth today, and I know she's on here. I saw you on there. Hi, Angela. So I mentioned in a message to Angela because she's in her groove. She is, on her A game. Things are going well. She's had a great winter season. She's moving and grooving and setting some goals for the summer, setting some goals for the fall, and she just feels really, really good. Like she's, got her mojo. And I have a couple of soulmates that are feeling like that too. And so my message to her though was like, I just want to like if I could just take a snapshot or almost like bottle it or something. This whole concept that like it's coming for you. Like it's coming for you. There is a time and a place where you will feel that itch, that fire, that desire to get out and to push more and to do the hard things. But I don't want you to force yourself if you're in a phase or in a stage of like, okay, maybe you're in a stage of burnout. Maybe you're in a stage of like, it's just not enjoyable. And I've talked to a couple of soulmates about that too, who had set some big goals, but then are getting to that point of like, it's just not enjoyable for me right now. And I just want to switch that. And that's not how it should feel. Like it should be exciting. And it's not meant to be, you are not meant to be up here at peak for an entire year. Like you're not meant to be up there. You're meant to come back down and to ease yourself back into it. You're meant to vary the workouts that you're doing and the movement that you're engaged in. But there will be a time when you're like, okay, like I am in my groove. I'm feeling super motivated. I've been in action. So I've got my confidence. I've got my motivation. I've got my consistency. And I think I want to try to do more. And that fire will be there. And you're like, oh, like I'm ready to get it. And it's not going to feel like this. And it will come around. Now it will leave again too, because you're going to peak and you're going to set these new goals, and it may be like, "Whoa, that was a lot. Like I need to take a break. I need to cool down a little bit." And or maybe you'll say like, "I'm ready for the next one." But there will be a moment when the fire part is not there, but that's totally normal. You don't only show up whenever the fire is burning and you feel like, "Oh, I want to do these big things." Like, no, you find that place where you feel good and you show up at that place wherever it is. But just being mindful that it doesn't mean you're failing. It doesn't mean that you're not doing enough. It just means that's where you are right now. And that's you responding to your body and you responding to your environment and your season. And we are all living completely different lives. And, you have to think about what's going on around you, things that you've experienced. I know some of you have experienced some, relatively traumatic things as of late. And so take all that into consideration, but don't think like, "Oh, I'm not good enough," or I'm not strong enough," or "I'm too lazy," or "I'm never going to be able to do this." Like, no, there's a reason and it's okay. Listen to your body and show up consistently. Find that happy place where it feels good and you feel proud. And I'm telling you, you can do it with walking. You can do it with wherever you are. Just moving your body consistently feels so good. And it's going to seep into all other areas of your life and all other aspects. And it's going to make you feel so good, because you're going to want to do other good things because you feel like you're in control. And so I say that to you, if you're in a place of like, "Oh, I feel like I'm failing or I'm not good enough," again, it's okay. You're listening to your body. And I know Daisha just got on here too. And I know she says this all the time. And it's not even until those words came out of my mouth, Daisha, that I was like, "Oh, that's probably what she means." She's always trying to be super intuitive and find, Daisha's my sister, and find like what her body needs. And listen, I'm so bad at that. I'm like, "Nope, this is what I'm doing," like regardless of what's going on. And so I really tried to not be, though. Like I've really tried to just, settle in and do what my body is kind of, asking me to do. And again, knowing that fire is going to come back, knowing that fire is going to, that the flame is going to be lit again, but it's just a matter of, being in that zone that you're in, but not moving is not an option. You're not allowed to not move. You just have to find the movement that feels right in the moment. Okay. And so for some of you, it may be like, "Okay, I'm going to ease back into this. This feels pretty good. And then I'm going to, hit it hard in the summer or the fall." And then maybe you start and you're like, "Oh, it doesn't feel good. This feels too hard." And then take a break or you ease off from it. But you have to be thinking about how your body feels. But hey, we survived the winter. We survived the winter. And I'm looking up exactly. I think it's this Friday. It is the first day of spring, Friday, March 20th, 2026. It's coming. We're so close. Do you guys, is it just me or do you feel like super like I can do this now? I've got this. I feel like for me, I have been thinking like I've been in my walking era. I feel like I spent the winter, doing some jogging here and there, but primarily like doing a little bit less distance wise, but more frequently. And it feels really good. But there is part of me that's like, I wonder what I'm going to do this summer. I wonder what I'm going to try to, what I'm going to plan, what I want to do. I have some things that I'm kind of thinking about for the spring. I'm going to see how my body responds. I'm going to dabble in a little bit and a little bit whenever the sun is out. And I feel like, it just wasn't so challenging with all of the things kind of weighing on you in the winter and seeing what that feels like. So I'm really excited. Like I'm really excited. So if you have not reached out to me or we haven't touched base, check your messages. Daisha, you too. I sent you messages and it makes me wonder, like, I think you have to go to the bottom of your app when you're in there and you should see like the little messages icon, but they should also pop up on your screen. But everybody at this point over the past 2 weeks should have heard from me. So just pop in and let me know how you're doing and what you need from me. I think you guys are doing amazing. So we are in the middle of March, which is absolutely insane. I do have some runners who are doing some racing next weekend. And then I know Teresa was talking about doing some New York races in April. If you are feeling like, "Hey, I need something official, I need something to give me like some motivation," this is the time. March and April are going to be like your really heavy hitting running, racing seasons. So if you want to look for something around you or near you and you feel like you just want to sign up for something, a little something here or there to keep you motivated and inspired, but don't feel like you have to. I know some of you have said you don't want to do official races. But if you feel like you are, now is the time. We are officially in Friday. We will officially be in spring season and those races will start kicking off. And it's the best weather for those to take place. So if you need it, find it, look for it, do it. They said I've been doing the 40-day challenge, but I haven't posted for a while. I know, girl. You saw me. I was in there getting caught up today. I'm like, I'm such a hypocrite. I'm out there saying, I need you. I need to see you. How are you doing? I miss you. And then I know I'm the worst. And you know what I do? I don't know if you guys do this too. I'm an overthinker as far as everything. And Mike is always trying to encourage me because I take pictures of every single run or, something on the run. And he's like getting there and posting. I'm like, yeah, but I want to talk about this. I want to write about this. Like, I overthink all of it. And then I just end up cramming them all into one. So what we need to do, Daisha and everybody else, is just make it a non-issue. Just literally pop on there, post your picture, keep it moving. Angela, you've been doing a really great job of that, of popping in there, getting those pictures in and keeping it moving. And I think we're not going to overthink it. We're going to do it. But I think that we're going to see a lot more movement now that the sun is coming out, now that I'm touching base with everybody, I'm getting everybody on the right track. I think we're going to see a lot more of that, momentum and community and posting in there, which is always so good. And Mike and I are in this mode of trying to figure out how to make a challenge work. I know I told you guys in the spring I would offer a challenge just to kind of, open up the doors for anybody who's feeling like, okay, I'm ready. It's a little bit different logistically now that we're in this new app. So once we kind of get that figured out, then I'll let you guys know exactly when that will be. But we will open the doors with this weather and see who might want to join us or give it a go, which also gives us that little, inspiration and motivation. So all right, you guys. Well, I feel like, this is it. We made it. We made it. We have a few more days of winter. Spring is ahead of us. We've got some goals. If you have questions, please message them to me. I am happy to answer them for you. And I'm happy to help you game plan, talk about some things like emotionally, if you're struggling with them, and get you set and ready to go so we can dive into this spring and literally just kind of take off and create that version of ourselves that we want to see moving through the next couple of months when the sun is out and we're feeling good and we're moving and we're taking care of our bodies. I love you so much. Have an amazing week. And I will see you again. Let me double check. This is the 15th. I will see you on the 29th. On the 29th, we'll rally again, same time, same place. I love you guys. Have a great week.